Hello students, one more question I am discussing in this audio session, and it is also a social relevant issue or a problem. Now the question goes like this: Harsh is deeply upset to read a report of death of people in thousands due to hunger and homelessness. He wonders why these homeless persons couldn't be provided shelter at night in educational institutions and places of worship. Harsh decides to deliver a speech in the morning assembly to motivate the students, teachers, and principal to take pity on the plight. Plight actually means the miserable condition, plight of the homeless, and provide them night shelter. So write his speech in about 150 to 200 words. Now he wanted a social awakening among the teaching faculty members as well as among his friends. So the title should be Shelter to Homeless. Now how to start? Morning assembly. Definitely you know the format by now. Respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends, I invite your attention to a social cause. Every year, thousands of homeless people die of extreme cold. It is the responsibility of the state and the citizens to provide facilities to houseless or homeless persons to sleep indoors during chilly or cold weather. It is the responsibility of the state government, or we can say the central government, to provide facilities for those poor people, to make them sleep inside the house instead of sleeping outside during the cold weather, or chilly weather means the cold weather. Since creating new shelters is both time consuming and costly, we must find enough shelters for homeless people in all our cities from the existing stock of buildings. Now, according to Harsh, the big educational institutions can be taken under due consideration and can be used to give shelters to the poor homeless people. So a large number of spacious buildings. Spacious means something that is tall, like a palace. Spacious buildings at prime locations are vacated every night. These are schools, colleges, offices, and places of worship that lie empty every night. Now, according to the person or the speaker, why not to use the places like the places of worship, school, offices, educational institutions that remains vacant at night, so that at least for the sake of humanity, these homeless people can find shelter from the cold weather outside. These are schools, colleges, offices, and places of worship that lie empty every night. There is no reason why these buildings can't be additionally redeployed with small modifications as night shelters for the homeless. Small modifications can be done, and we are doing it for the betterment of humanity only. Why? If we do a bit of small modifications, then obviously at night those poor homeless people can take shelter. You may ask why schools and college premises should be deployed additionally as shelters at night. Now the question might come, why schools and colleges? Why not any other places? It is not just that most school and college teaching spaces are vacant during night, and the same space can be used by dispossessed people who do not have a place to sleep without any extra cost. Now, normally most of the schools, colleges, and educational institutions, they remain vacant. So why not to use those things and for those poor people who can at least sleep there at night without paying any extra money or without any extra cost. Far more important is the fact that this step would provide these educational institutions an opportunity to fulfill their social commitments as responsible social institutions and teach children and young people firsthand social empathy and social responsibility. This is a great initiative if it is taken. And according to him, that is Harsh, he is saying that it can act as social empathy and it can mean social responsibility, and young children can be taught this, that in schools and in colleges at night, in those vacant spaces, poor people can take shelter. Ultimately, it will help us to fulfill our social commitments as responsible people, and obviously it will be a sort of a social responsibility also towards those homeless people, homeless and helpless people. I do hope that the authorities of our school would realize the tragic condition or the plight of these homeless persons and open the doors of our schools to them at night. It will show fight to the entire country. Obviously, it is a request on behalf of Harsh, as Harsh was about to say, that the doors should be opened at night of our school so that those homeless, without any shelter, those people who are roaming outdoors in the cold weather, they can at least remain safe in school. With slight modifications, they can be accommodated. It will show fight to the entire country, and it will actually we can lead it by an example. That is what Harsh is trying to say. Later, many other schools and colleges might follow our noble initiative and might unleash themselves in this philanthropic nature of showing their social responsibility towards the helpless and the homeless people. And finally, you end your speech by writing, "Thank you." So, I explained one more very offbeat sort of a socially relevant topic. Now I am very sure that you all have understood it, and if still there is any problem, let me know. And another request to you all, please listen to this audio lecture session very carefully, and if you at least listen to this audio lecture session carefully, it will clear most of your doubts. Thank you, students. Thank you all.